Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, November 15th, 2022. This is Jennifer. I'm coming to you once again from my sewing room. I had planned to do recording outside, but it is raining, so I am not. It's actually Monday afternoon because I just realized that I have an obligation tomorrow that is going to keep me away from home and that I will not have a chance to record. So here we are, and I just want to share my finishes for Linus as well as some piles of things some really wonderful ladies gave me. First up is a finish from BFF Retreat. This is one of the quilts I quilted before I went to Houston. All the ones that I show you that I did, I quilted before I went to Houston and I bound them over the weekend. So this was an orphan block quilt that literally started with one orphan block, and then I just made 4 patches to go with it to make it grow because I didn't have anything else even remotely the same size or the same color. And I think it's really fun. It's like blues and reds and yellows, and it's just a simple little quilt but has a little splash of detail. This next quilt was actually a panel that someone gave me. I didn't do any piecing on this whatsoever. I did a meander all over, and then I used a fun sort of coral colored binding to pull it all together. Super, super easy. This was actually one that I did just to kind of get warmed up for quilting. This next quilt was given to me by the gal who reached out to me from Camp Braveheart, the one who got a bunch of quilt tops and orphan blocks and stuff from her neighbor. This top was already pieced, but it was a little bit unusual. You can probably tell that it kind of skews to one side a little bit. When I squared it up, I lost some blocks on the edge, but it still makes an adorable quilt, and I ended up quilting this with sort of a pink to pull out all the pink flowers. And believe it or not, it is square. It looks a little skewed in my monitor because my camera is turned at a little bit of an angle, but it is actually a perfect rectangle. I worked really hard to square this up, and then I used a variety of red fabrics for the binding, and I love the way this came out, and it pleases me so much that this volunteer from Camp Braveheart has given back to Linus after seeing the kids that they volunteer with get quilts. This next one started out as a quilt from the same gal. The center of this was sandwiched and already basted with a backing and everything, but it was way too small for Linus, so I went ahead and I took apart the basting. I put some borders on it. I used most of that original batting. I just added some scraps and then I quilted it up, and now it makes a nice baby blanket. The quilt I have up now was not made by me, it was not bound by me, it was given to me by our own wonderful Sarah in Houston. She stopped by my house a couple weeks before Quilt Festival, and she dropped off 6 bags of, like, garbage bags of fabric. She dropped off all kinds of stuff for the Linus silent auction. She dropped off just all kinds of good stuff. Seriously, everything that she gave me is going to be used one way or another for Linus. I was gobsmacked by what she shared. I'm just going to leave this one up while I show you some of the other stuff she gave me. I'm not going to go through all of it in detail because there's too much. This is a beautiful knitted Afghan, and another beautiful knitted Afghan. Most of you probably know Sarah in Houston for her exquisite knitting skills. She knits all the time and she makes all kinds of fantastic stuff. She also gave me this beauty. And another knitted Afghan. I also have 13 quilt tops, which you guys will see later, and a whole bin of orphan blocks, which I will also share with you guys at a later date. Sarah, thank you so much for sharing with me so that I can share with my favorite charity. I look forward to working with all of the unfinished bits and bobs, and I might even share some of them out. The other person who gave me a ton of stuff for Linus was our own Playful Piecing, Jennifer Rolls, another amazing Talk to Me Tuesdayer who I got to spend time with in Houston. I came home with 2 IKEA bags completely stuffed with quilts, as well as just mini garbage bags full of yarn, all of which has already been sorted and gone to Linus for our next meeting so that can be used by our knitters and crocheters. I'm only going to show you this one quilt. This is mostly a Fantastic Beast quilt from Fandom and Stitches. These are, I might believe, mostly Vanda's patterns from when she did the Fantastic Beast quilt along, and there's some Marauder's Map in there, there's some Deathly Hallows fabric in there, and I just wanted to make sure you guys got to see this before it went to Linus. Just to give you an idea of how many quilts I got from Jennifer. Quilts. And more quilts. I also have to share with you guys that my daughter knitted another blanket for Linus, this time a preemie blanket, and I just want to make sure you get to see the detail, because this girl This girl has been doing some serious knitting. I just stocked her up with yarn thanks to our own Jennifer Rolls, and she is going to be making more knitted blankets for Linus, which makes this mama's volunteer heart very, very happy. So thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to everyone who has supported Linus. I have a crazy list of things for donation this month. Let me just tell you the names on the list of things that I have from people who have sent stuff to me. So I have Crystal. I showed you guys those previously. That was my last batch of finished quilts. 6 from me. I have 2 from the gal who is the volunteer for Camp Braveheart. I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 22 from Jennifer Rolls, 1 from my daughter, 1 from Amber, and I have 3 yarn blankets and a quilt from our own Sarah in Houston. So all of those will go out on Saturday. I already have Linus labels on all of them. They all need poems, and then as soon as I get those sorted out, then they will be packed up and I'll take them with me on Saturday for our meeting. So once again, you guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for donating. And that's it. You guys have a wonderful week. Have a crafty week, and I will see you next week. Bye.